Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Painting with Jenny. Today I've been really inspired by some fancy dancers I've been watching on TikTok. Fancy dancers with their jingle dresses and ribbon dresses and all the beautiful regalia. So I figured today we'd try to do a swipe based on one of them. Just see if I can capture some of the beautiful movement and color and energy that's put out by these beautiful dancers. Just working with the very last bits of my magenta and a couple other colors, mainly just to get tiny little bits scattered here and there. It's a little easier than pouring out of a full jug sometimes when you just want a tiny bit. So I keep my almost empties just for this. Same with the purple, just a little bit is all I need here. And if I try to pour it on from the full container, it'll just pour on a big gloop. Now we've got our newsprint torn out in nice different shapes, but this first one is gonna make a nice broad skirt type of. Oh yeah, look at that, cells are already popping up from the yellow. And then another one for this side. Just pull that all the way up and up, make it a little bit of a swirly end there. Excellent. I always wondered how people pick the colors for their regalia or decide whether they're going to have a jingle dress or a ribbon dress or a fancy shawl. But I think it's always a beautiful thing to see. And you can always be inspired by the unique color choices and combinations. And this is definitely capturing that spirit and that energy that we were hoping to capture. I think I'm gonna tear off a little bit more newsprint here and pull more along, but we're gonna give our dancers some legs first. So give them a little bit of a leg to stand on. Not that they need it, because they're just flying anyway, it seems. But no, well, gotta give a bit of an underneath, that's all. And a little bit of a stable stalk for them to be flowing and flying off of. I got this purple, I just need a strip of purple along the bottom. Didn't put it in at first because I want it right against the yellow. And if I did it right away and then swiped it, it would mix with the yellow. So I just wanted to keep it a little more pure. Just gonna make a little scalloped edge here at the end with the purple. Excellent. That's just what I wanted. Gonna swipe around a little bit more. You got a few more strips of newsprint, and it's getting there, but it's not quite where I want it to be yet. I'm gonna pull the skirt all the way out to the edges, and the shawl all the way out to the side, I think. I'll just see what we can do with it here. Just gotta tear off a little bit more of that newsprint and dip it. Dipping it in the colors often is another way to swipe. You can, there we go, pull that all the way out to the edge. And they're flying right off into space. There we go. Nice. Alright. That red all the way up there. And a bit of purple. There. Now they've got a lot of big motion. Pull this red up here a little bit. No. No, I don't like that. Let's pull that back in. We want that all white. No red there. Thank you. Perfect. Never fails. You always got to get your fingers in there. A little bit of turquoise on this tiny thin strip just to make a little thin ribbon underneath the red. Make that go all across. That's really coming along, I think. Gonna just spread it down into the edge a little more. So I've got to put some more on there so that I can move it to where I want it to flow from. Just down this way. See, it's gonna kind of where I want it to go, and I just drag it with my finger. The finger does different things than newsprint. It makes sort of a smoother, more linear type of mark, I find, whereas the newsprint makes ridgy kind of. I'm not good with words, but everything you swipe with does something different, so I encourage you to explore and experiment and see what different things do for you. Some people like to use something really, really smooth and hard, like a spatula type thing, and other people like to use something like saran wrap or cling wrap, I guess you'd call it. Let's put more purple on here. And then soften it up. Just gonna pull that off, and I just make this a little bit roughly and scalloped too, I think, this purple bottom bit. It's like making a pie. Just stick your finger down every little ways and make yourself the scalloped edges. Just with a little nudge up with your finger. There we go. Those are coming perfectly. That's just what I wanted. Now we've got all that energy and movement. This is exactly what I'd envisioned, really, when I wanted to make it. I would like to think whoever's regalia this is based on would be happy with it. I sure am. I think it's absolutely perfect. Just gonna pop some of these bubbles in the white that popped up. Try not to pop too many of the bubbles in the colored, because it'll just bring up little white spots with the amount of water and whatnot I've got in the paint. So I'll just try to keep that just delicate. Just gonna touch up a few spots, but I think we've got it pretty much perfect. I hope you guys enjoyed this session and maybe got some inspiration from it. I had so much fun, I think I might try to do another sometime. We'll see you next time.